Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Police heading the George Taiaroa investigation remain positive as new information comes in. Rotorua District Council is urging residents to take care not to overload their rubbish bags, and the New Zealand Single Speed Championships is a sellout. 3 weeks on from the roadside shooting of George Taiaroa, police are still on the hunt for his killer. Last week, the case featured on Police 10-7, resulting in new leads on a blue Jeep Cherokee police are seeking in relation to the investigation. Detective Inspector Tim Anderson says they are positive and motivated as new public information continues to assist them.
The investigation team's been certainly buoyed by the support and information from the community, and that's across the sort of greater North Island, not just the Bay of Plenty area. The information we're still after is sightings and movements of that blue Jeep Cherokee on the 19th of March. The latest reports we're led to believe that that Cherokee went towards the Bennydale, Taumarunui and Taranaki areas after the shooting, so we're still interested in those sightings.
Anyone with information is asked to contact the investigation team directly on 0800 Kingswood. That's 0800 546 479. Rotorua District Council is urging residents to take care not to overload their rubbish bags or include sharp objects after a number of the council's Castle Court rubbish collectors have been injured while picking up bags. RDC Solid Waste Manager Tim Sennington says people needed to consider the weight and contents of their rubbish bags and be conscious that workers have to lift them into the back of trucks. Mr Sennington says people also needed to be reminded of the ever-present risk to staff from collecting the curbside rubbish bags, such as cuts, infections and muscle and back sprains. He says in the past year, 8 council rubbish collection workers have suffered injuries resulting in time off work, while 6 of these injuries were serious enough to require medical treatment. Iconic Rotorua jeweller Brian McGilvray says after running the Rotorua Gift and Jewellery Centre since 1968, it's time to now put his feet up. Mr McGilvray says he's putting his award-winning store up for sale and looking forward to doing a bit of travelling.
It's been a way of life. It's a bit like farming. You tend to enjoy it and you meet a lot of most enjoyable people, tourists relaxed in their way, young couples getting engaged, that sort of thing. So it's been a time of special events and moments. And now I'm going to put my feet up, take the dog for a walk at the beach and take a well-earned rest.
Now 45 years, that's a long time to be in business, and you've weathered many storms, and like you said, you've got the pacemaker, so you've battled the health, but you're good now. What's been your secret to success, Brian? Well,
you've got to have a different interests, not just business alone. You've got to look at maybe keeping fit, which I've done. I've run about 8 marathons, and you have to virtually have interests outside the shop as well, so that you come back to it each day fresh. And the average business doesn't last more than 2 years in business, new businesses. Well, we've been here 45 years, so we must be doing something right.
More from Brian McGilvray and his time in retail later in the program. There is to be public consultation to name New Zealand's 2 main islands after a shock discovery that North Island and South Island were never official. The discovery followed a proposal to the New Zealand Geographic Board that the South Island be changed to its original Māori name, Te Waipunamu. It was then found that English names for both islands had never been formalised. The board will open the decision to the public on whether the English name or the Māori name or both names together should be used as official names. We wanted to know what you thought of Rotorua, so reporter Alan Solomon hit the streets to find out.
I believe that we should use both English and Māori because some Europeans have a problem with the Māori language, they can't pronounce it properly. So it makes sense to use both English and Māori. Yeah?
I think that North Island and South Island should be named after the Māori names as well as the English names, just because that's the proper names for the North Island and South Island, and it's just right, I suppose.
They should be using both English and Māori, I reckon. It's just like how I grew up. I was using both North Island and the Ika o Maui, you know, so on and so on.
I think it should be kept as Māori, then English. Māori being the first language of Aotearoa, English, of course, being the second. So yeah, Māori and then English. Kia ora.
I want to leave the North and South Island in English because that's the ones that I know how to pronounce. Thank you.
Why change it when it's been like this for years and years and years? I think it's just going to confuse people. Yeah, I just think keep it North and South.
I want to use both English and Maori.
And any particular reason why?
Yeah, because it's New Zealand Aotearoa. And I think the Maori names are good.
And as we just saw, a majority of locals we spoke to think there is room for both names to be officially recognised. In sport tonight, the New Zealand Single Speed Championships have sold out with 3 weeks to go. The championships have been held twice before in Rotorua in 2008 and 2009. This year's race, organised by the Rotorua Single Speed Society, is on Saturday, April 27th. In 2010, the Society hosted the Single Speed World Championships on the renowned Whakarewarewa Forest Trail network when around 1,000 mountain bikers from 30 countries competed. Society President Gary Sullivan says the New Zealand champs are on a much smaller scale, but it doesn't mean they won't be as loud or colourful. For more information on the Single Speed Champs or to find out the best places to watch the action, visit rotoruasinglespeed.com. To your weather now, Rotorua. Tonight, some showers with light winds and overnight low of 7. Tomorrow for Wednesday, mostly sunny, southeasterlies easing, a high of 18 and a low of 6. And looking out to Thursday, sunny spells with some light winds, a high of 19 and a low of 8. In the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Wednesday, southeast 15 knots easing to 10 knots in the morning and becoming variable 5 knots by evening with waves less than half a metre and fine. Remember, for program listings and to upload your videos, check out our website tvrotorua.co.nz or see updates from us on our Facebook page. Still to come tonight on City News, Alan Solomon talks with Brian McGilvray about selling his iconic jewellery store. Registrar of Electors Richard Marshall explains the Māori option, and we have highlights from the Easter Sunday church service held at City Focus.